Good evening, Master Tanaka. Good evening. Good evening to your wife. Good evening, friend Channel and his wife. We really appreciate your presence here in this session. I, Master Germain, am happy with this friendly atmosphere in our sessions. It provides an example of unconditional love, an example of what coexistence should be like among human beings. Therefore, I am incredibly grateful, and I am sure this whole friendly environment is possible due to the energies that the four of you emanate, which are so important for our sessions, for these channelings that bring a lot of high energy, high enough for us to communicate in an efficient manner. I also thank our eternal protector, Archangel Michael, and his entire legion of angels of protection, who also allow this friendly environment to be protected from all negative energies that may be around the environments. Increasingly, your environment is less prone to negative energies because of the vibrations you emanate. You who are well focused on learning, focused on the path to divine truth. You who, despite of the challenges that the daily activities bring, face these challenges with positive energies and is no longer carried away by environments, nor allow those environments to influence your energies. This is positive and very rewarding for us beings of light who accompany you, who seek to guide you in your day-to-day, so that more and more you enter this path of divine truth, increasingly walking towards spiritual elevation and understanding. This is what has been happening, and we are grateful for that. We know that Master Tanaka and our friend Channel have been experiencing this path towards elevation for many, many lives. I can say with certainty that they have never been so close. They have never been so evolved, and we are grateful for that. Well, my beloved ones, considering the suggestion of our friend Channel, I believe it is important to talk about the teachings of our great Master, Jesus Christ. Teachings that caused a lot of pain for a long period for humanity. For over 2,000 years, his words were, shall we say, misinterpreted by people who mostly use them for their own benefit. Many, unfortunately, still continue on this path. However, as already said by our friends beings of light, in the new age, the absolute truth will reign. There will be no more space for these knowledgeable people who claim to know the words supposedly spoken by our great Master Jesus Christ to echo throughout the world in return for benefits for a small number of elite people who use it today for their own benefit. Soon, very soon, you will understand that the words spoken by our Master differ greatly from what is preached. Our Master has always been very emphatic about the issues of unconditional love. As we have repeatedly mentioned here, unconditional love does not see another human being as an enemy at all. It does not see human beings segregated into groups who understand their words in different ways, groups who defend different beliefs, dogmas, ideals. Everything in this new age will become clearer. What we can tell you, human beings who claim to be Christians, who claim to know the words of our beloved Jesus Christ, we can tell you that much of the information written in the Bible, for example, was placed in there by issues different to what Jesus preached. Analyzing the history of the elaboration of the Bible, which is already public knowledge, many political interests, many interests of that time had to be attended to, and therefore many untruths were recorded in this book. In order to correct these untruths in these 2000 years which separate the coming of Jesus Christ from our life, from our time, the time in which we live, this contemporary life, Jesus, with great faith, with great enthusiasm, with great love, dedicated himself to elaborate works which were channeled by human beings who were properly prepared for this purpose. We name as the great example of the work called the Christ Letters, which were channeled by a human being who was prepared for years and years to be in full energy for this purpose, freeing this human being from any ties, dogmas, beliefs, often taking him to sacrifices, to great sacrifices. But anyway, this human being, at the end of more than 4 decades, began his channeling by writing 9 wonderful letters through his mediumship, through channeling, just like we are doing. This work is an essential reading for those who think they know the words of Jesus Christ. The true story of Jesus Christ, without any intermediation, is recorded in the Christ Letters, which we beings of light made a point of disseminating to the public, allowing people to really know, to have access to these works in the most democratic way possible, and without the need to pay out a significant amount to have access to it. Today, all over the world, it is possible to have access to the Christ Letters. For those of you who are really interested in spiritual elevation, who really seek the path of divine truth, the Christ Letters is a highly recommended reading by us, beings of light. It is important that you understand all the messages and understand the differences between what is said in the Bible and what Jesus really wanted to convey at that time. All this is very beautifully detailed in the Christ Letters, in a simple way, in a direct way, in an intelligible way. There, it is possible to understand how great Jesus was, and at the same time, how close to an ordinary human being like us he was in his life. Then it is possible to better understand not only the issue of unconditional love, but also the issue of power that we human beings have and do not use. The power of healing, the power of benevolence, the power of charity that can be so beneficial and can bring us wonderful things, not only for you, but for all of humanity. So, my beloved human beings, if you did not have the curiosity to read the Christ letters, or if you did not have access to it, please seek it. I am sure that all of you, with your degree of technological and spiritual knowledge, will fully understand the messages of our beloved Master Jesus Christ. Besides, you will see how different his words are compared to what most religious leaders try to convey to their communities. Read, understand, absorb, take to the bottom of your heart the true words of Jesus Christ, and in this way you will be closer and closer to your Christ-like self. You will see that you have the power, and there is no need to outsource this power to any other human being. You must not depend on any intermediary to access your Christ-like self. Then you will understand that we are all part of one energy. Well, my beloved special human beings, I am sure that today's message was conveyed very clearly. It is up to you to access these words of our beloved Jesus Christ. Have a good week, everyone. I am sure that you are progressing on the path of divine truth. So be it, so it is. It is done. Thank God.